Hello, sorry, I was humming away to myself and realised I'd already gone live. You were looking at some samples of tonight's, or 3 of tonight's bundles. Tonight we have got some amazing deals. They are our stamps and dies, John Next Door dies, from £2 on the website. I'm going to give you a flash of the website quite early because there's some amazing jobs on there. Good evening. I better say a few good evenings while these beautiful images going. Good evening, Anne. Thank you. I hope you watched Chateau DIY win thing. I've just finished watching it in here. I managed to work out how to put it on my telly in here, so I didn't miss the end. Good evening, Zena. Oh, good evening, John and Crazy Crafters. Good evening, Julie. Julie, we must catch up at some point. Julie keeps ringing when I'm on the phone to Sam. That's what I should explain, Julie. Sorry. And it crashes. It did it yesterday to my mum. Good evening, Jill. Jill Salisbury. Nice name. Susan Middlebatch. Maureen Nunn. Shirley Nugent. Right, we're off that bit. So let's go and say hello. Good evening. Oh, my phone's decided. Stand gold achieved. You've reached your stand goal, John. Nice job. Yay. I'm good. I can stand. Good evening. Better say hello. If you're watching us over on YouTube, say hello. Good evening. Moira's there. She says hi, John, Sam, and everyone. So if you're watching on YouTube, say hello. The only way I know you're watching is if you talk to me. As mean as that sounds, if you say hello in the comments, then I know you're watching. Like Michelle Swift Hilton has. Ooh, that sounds like a posh hotel, doesn't it? Michelle Swift Hilton. Yes, I'll take a 5-star suite, please. There. Susan Shipley, good evening. So, who've we got? Oh, Linda Lewis and Andrew Whittaker. Hi, everyone. Happy crafting. So, welcome to Midweek Deals. Just a quick note. There is no midweek deals next week. Oh, I've just realised you like looking right up there. Let's turn it down. There we go. I'm sure you'd rather see that than the ceiling. It's terrible. I need to get all this sorted because this is a working craft room. I should hasten to add, if anyone's new to tuning in, this isn't a studio. This isn't a posh studio area or anything. This is where I work. This is my desk. So when you look down on this, this is my desk. This is where I work all day. This is my craft cave. This is literally where I work. There's all drawers through here and everything. So it's not all posh. It's all been done to be, we're just coming from home. Because that's why we started with Craft Cave Live. We've got a brilliant sign up there that a brilliant friend bought us a few years ago. Because we do Craft Cave Live, remember, at 7 o'clock over on John Next Door Official. Tonight at 7 o'clock, and that's no selling. It's just about demonstrations and chat and gossip and things like that. But back to tonight. Whew, honestly, I'm wittering, aren't I? Oh, yeah. Oh, Jill's over here as well too. I like that one. And Annika. Or no, Ann Khalida. So, what is Midweek Deals? Well, we have got, between Crafts 2 and the Art of Craft, we've got over 40 years of products in our warehouse. We've got 40 years of crafting history. And that means that from time to time when we've got new stock coming in, and there is no Midweek Deals next week because we're off to Frankfurt to visit the Papercraft, the Craft Creative World show and Christmas World, and see all the lovely new products and meet all our manufacturers and things. There is no one next Wednesday. We need space. And what we're doing is clearing out where we've got 2s and 3s. And if you've seen recently, now Nicola Leishman, one of our angels, has been sort of really bitten into this bargain deal because there's so many bargains that she's actually been putting some amazing cards out on the group. So please have a look at those. So Nicola says phone gets a rest next Wednesday. Yeah, everyone gets a rest next Wednesday, realistically. So what I'm going to do is I've just put the link on. I'm going to show you through the website first, which is not what I normally do before I go through the passages. But there's so many good deals on here tonight that it really is worth it. So we've got the deals that we've got this die. I mean, that's the thing. £14. You're getting a frame you can't get individually. You're getting that die, which I love, and I'm going to demo first with. And this beautiful Timeless Flowers Clematis border, £14. I mean, the original, that die on its own was £10.96, which I know it was a lot more than that. So you've got your bundles that I'm going to go through and some individuals. You've got this. This is ridiculously crazy. This is the Editions die bundle. You're going to get the reveal card. That is an A4 die that should be like £40 originally. Then you're getting the Haddon panels and you're getting the Woodford that fits in it. There are videos for all of these, but £22. From $49.97, you're saving nearly £30. In fact, from the original price, it's over £30. And there is a video. I think Charles is going to put the video on the website. I did send him the link, bless him. But then we've got all of these. Look, some of these have already gone. £2 out of stock. Out of stock. Have a look through. £2. These are crazy prices. £1. I mean, that's ridiculous. £2 for the skiers. That one's gone already. That's gone. I'm not surprised they've gone. You see where companies get their ideas from, can't you, really, sometimes, on these? Love that. Oh, that's really nice. £1 film strip. I might have that one myself. £8 for the Nellie's Choice multi-frames with the hearts. Ooh, there are so many of these that really I wanted to go through and show you. These are ridiculous, ridiculous value dies. And some of these would have been so ridiculously high priced. Again, another out of stock. So throw them in your basket because press cut nesting hearts already gone. Ooh, that's clever. And how pretty is that? You could cross stitch into it. Oh, I like that. Sorry, so there are so many different options that we can go through. So go through and add them into your basket because they're amazing. Good evening, Erica. Good evening, Margaret. Who else have we missed? Have I missed so far? Who said hello since? Gay said hello. Our Erica said hello. It said, oh, you may see Lady Coke in Frankfurt. She goes every year to buy for Holcombe Hall Christmas decorations. Oh, very nice. Christmas World's wonderful. So the first bundle we've got tonight is a ridiculous deal. It's £14. And John's not picked up the right one. So, John, pick up the right one. Don't be an idiot. It's your favourite one. I've got to show you, first of all, look. That is just using two of them. That sample, those dies are amazing. So, Deborah's saying, sorry she missed the beginning. Don't worry, Deborah, if you've missed the beginning. Hello, Tony. Oh, Tony Mins. Nice name. Nice surname. Love this. This is one of my favourites. That is beautiful. I love a lattice, but that's ridiculous. This would normally be a £14 die on its own. You're getting all three. So you're getting basically almost A4s with the metal because you're talking massive dies. The frame, you're getting that beautiful lattice there, and you're also getting that gorgeous clematis border or clematis border, which I will cut to show you. I didn't realise that was, I missed that one off. I didn't realise it was in the bundle. And Mountjoy says, that die's gorgeous. Can't wait to get my grubby mitts on it. I was exactly the same with that one. I really was. So that one is £14. It's better than half price. I think you're saving over £20 on this bundle. So remember, you want to add something else in. Oh, bless her. Erica's been walking blue and knitting. Oh, fantastic. That's one thing, one craft I can't do. I can't knit and I can't crochet. To save my life, I cannot knit or crochet. I've tried and I'm terrible at it. Brilliant bargain, that one. The next bundle we've got tonight is a really, really good one. This one is the other three that I've got there. I've done so many samples out of this one. Where have I put him? Where are you? Oh, no, honestly. Terrible me. I really am. Oh, my hair needs cutting, doesn't it? Shouldn't be watching that. So this has got three dies in it. You've got that beautiful seasonal flowers frame. You've got, love this, Joycraft. This sort of flower strip. It's just beautiful. I mean, there's a sample they've done on the back there. I'm going to show you some samples I've made with it. So I loved it. And then this one, this frame, which is crazy, £15.60. So remember, it's free P&P over £20. So you need to throw something else in your basket with any of these because you want to get, you don't want to pay £3.49 postage. That would be crazy. So you don't want to pay £3.49 postage, but look, the samples just cut in cream, white and gold. That frame is gorgeous. And that is a separate die, because you can see here in the red and black version, I've done the white thing to go on top. So beautiful, so intricate and detailed, these. I've got this one where I've done that flower centre. This is on the next bundle, this little panel here. I thought such a clever little panel die. So there's quite a few slimline ones. And then finally, I've got it elsewhere as well. I will show you. Where is... Oh, it's on that one. I don't know. Oh, it's on that one for that one. Yeah, look at that strip. That flower strip is gorgeous. It's just beautiful. The way that that works. And those just cutting scraps of different colours and things. I think that's a brilliant die. So that one is £15.60. And remember, these are all less than half price, and they are limited time deals. So when we put in that little top hand corner, other way, John, that way, that way, yay. I can't work on TV left and stage right. Then they are limited time deals. So when they're gone, and we won't repeat them, because when they've run out, they've run out. We've sold out of them. The third one we've got tonight is this one. This is your Slimline bundle. These are gorgeous. You get this absolutely beautiful butterfly circle. So this circle with all the butterflies that stamp out of it, and then the other two, they basically give you an area for you to colour into or emboss with. But look how stunning that is. But I use some of them here with the Slimline die as well. So just, that Slimline die is so cute. Here's that flower used again with that butterfly just done as a cut through in white. Love these. And again, that butterfly done mixed with a few circles. There we go. And the squares from the background from these two dies. So I've got to show you these. These are massive. That is a full DL. I'm going to pull back to show you how big that is. Die set from Find It Media. Yeah. Oh, Anne says my husband used to confuse his left and right. He said he was left and right colourblind. I'm exactly the same. People say I'm semi-dyslexic. I must be, because I do not know left from right. All I know is that I write with this hand, and I've been told I'm right-handed. So this must be the right-hand side. That's the only thing I can remember. Oh, Erica says her group are actually making... is it hats and clothes for premature? That's so lovely. So that's our third bundle tonight. And those are absolutely beautiful. If you got that butterfly corner, I'm thinking of you, Anne. If you actually got that butterfly corner die the other week, the strip, yeah? This would be absolutely perfect with it. It would be absolutely beautiful and spot on. Absolutely love this one. But of course, you're getting that massive one as well. So the other one is, we've got one more bundle to show you. Now, I don't have any samples for this, but this is very, very limited. This is giving you basically almost an entire A4 sheet of metal, if not more than. Absolutely everything. The reveal card. And basically what happens with the reveal card is when you open it, the window doors pop open like the Generation game. Oh, knitted dolls. What a lovely idea, Erica. So, yeah, Erica's doing them for knitted dolls. Beautiful. So the doors open, but you've got all the panels and everything in there. It's really, really worth it. But there are 3 videos on YouTube, and they will be connected to the Outercraft website. So if you're looking for something for real hours of fun, go for that bundle, because at that price it's crazy. But remember, whatever you do, add something in to your bundle to make sure it's over £20 to get your free P&P. That's really, really, really what you want to do. So I'm going to go back to this one, and I thought let's do some bits I do and some bits I don't do, and things like that. Yeah. The butterfly die set reminds me of one of your old die sets, says Nicola. I think it was one of the Love Heart box. I loved that one. I did that as a craft along, didn't I, on Hochanda when Hochanda was going, before it became Great and Craft, and effectively now it's Hobbycraft TV. I hope those of you that could watched me on last Monday the day before yesterday, wasn't it, on Hobbycraft? I will be back with John Next Door products with the Strawberry Fields collection on Monday. So I will be back with the Strawberry Fields collection on Hobbycraft on Monday. So you'll be able to catch that then. So right, let's bring this one in. This is the one that I can understand you saying you want to get your crafty mitts on. And I don't blame you at all. So what I've done here is I've already cut it in white. Yeah? So what I want to do is I'm going to quilt it, but I'm also going to paper piece it. And a lattice die you can do so much with. So first things first, let's measure it. And it's just short on 5 by 5. I want that little border around it. So I'm going to cut a piece of black to 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, nice and simple. And then we're going to take this piece into our spray box. So using my 9-inch pizza box I got from the Art of Craft with my last order. And we're just going to put that down. Oh, Sarah says she watched Bits and Bobs on Monday, John. I loved it. I love playing with paper. It's nice to do different things, isn't it? So I'm just going to take the die now and drop it back in. Okay. Now we're not recutting it, we're quilting it. And it's a lot easier to do when it's in. So I'm going to put that down. And then I'm just going to emboss this. So to emboss it, we use this. We know this one. Oh, bless. Andy's just saying he's making dinner, or she's making dinner. And they're making dinner. I never know. I don't understand this pronoun thing. So then catch up on catch up. Yeah, don't apologise. You watch what you watch and watch when you want to watch. Don't ever feel you've got to watch for me. And life is important as well. So what I've done is I've run this through onto the silicone mat. Yeah. But can you see there? It's like an embossing folder. I mean, that's like a 3D embossing folder. How beautiful is that? So now I can just peel out the die. And look, it's now quilted. So it's like it's popping through. So it's really nice, and I could frame it at that point, but I want to add a little bit more onto it. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is take the die and I'm going to cut it this time in the gold, but what I don't want to do is to waste. So I'm going to bring in my guillotine. This is why your guillotine is one of the most useful things. So the black was at 5 1/4, so I'm going to go 5 1/2 in the gold, and I'm using our new, I think this is the new gold, and this is the new gold satin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that from the middle of it, because I might as well use that for mats and layers and not waste. Yeah. So again, it's just going to go through my machine just like normal, nice and simply. And whilst we've done that, I've cut the other die, or one of the other dies, the frame die in this set. Yep, and I've cut it in that beautiful cream biscuit colour. So again, I'm going to add a little bit of spray glue. I like the smaller box. I know Anne said she's got a large box now. I like the smaller box because I find it easier. It's handier than bringing a big one in all the time. So good evening, Sherilyn. So I'm just going to cut this one off. So we've done quilting, but now we've done this piece. So I'm flipping all over the place, aren't I, tonight? I'm sorry, guys. So I want to do a little bit. I won't do all of it because it's a little bit boring to watch. But there's my mat and layer. And now what I'm going to do is just pop out all of the triangles. Or diamond shapes, should I say. So I'm popping all of those out and onto my board. Let's just make sure. Now, what you could then do is use that for another piece of paper piecing, or drop them on to a piece of double-sided adhesive, which is really a clever way to do it. Again, I am waiting. Can you believe I've run out of our double-sided adhesive sheets? I've put an order in. I've ordered 10 packs of the, you know, we've got the coconut white card is now come with, it now comes in a 30 pack. I've ordered 10 of them, so I've ordered 300 sheets. Well, I go through it a lot. So what I'm going to do is, first things first, take a little bit of our super tacky glue, right glue, right job, round the outside, yeah, and then I'm going to pop that in like that. Oh, Samantha, I drove to Doncaster yesterday and the storm so scary. A wagon went past going through a big puddle, so it went right over. Oh, bless you. You should have popped in. You know we're not far from Doncaster. We had flooding on our decking earlier, yesterday, because of it. But you see there, it looks like I've put a whole range in, and I haven't. You know, don't waste your card when you're spending good money for it. Linda says, John, what die cutting machine are you using, if I'm allowed to ask? I'm using a Gemini 2 at the moment. I'm testing different machines. I was thinking about, I want to try a switch, but I'm not going to lie. They are too expensive at the minute. So unless I find one on offer, I'm not going to test one. So all I've done is, this is what glue glaze is ideal for. I'm not normally a paper piecer, but look what this looks like when you start to paper piece the diamonds in. And it's really easy when I'm using the 4-in-1 tool and the glue glaze, because the glue glaze is flat, so it's not going to squish out, it's not going to cause problems, and it's quick drying, which means I don't have to wait for hours, because basically they're all now dry. They're not going to come off. So remember, guys, if you've got any questions, just fire them in. Put the word question or the letter Q, whichever you prefer, into your comment first, and as soon as I spot it, I will try and answer your question for you. We had I think, Andy, did you ask a question last week right at the end and I missed it, about scoring cards, as I remember? If you did, ask it again. Or if you've asked a question and I've not answered it before, or I've not seen it, then please feel free to ask it again. I made a right mess of that one, didn't I? So, I know this is not the most exciting thing to watch. I should have had this part done, shouldn't I, or all done. I'm only going to do 3 rows. So, and I'm only doing 3 rows because I've put glue on them. So if you've got a question, this is a really good point to ask it. Or this is a really good point while I'm doing boring bits. Click over to the Art of Craft and get yourself and order yourself the dies that you fancy. If you fancy some, you might not do. I wouldn't ever expect anyone to, like I say, we never expect anyone to buy. You can just tune in and watch. And thank you to everybody who ordered on Sunday's launch. That collection, I'll tell you a little bit more in Craft Cave at 7, but that collection is nearly sold out. It is not even a week old yet, and we are getting down to almost single figures. So if you did miss out on the Rosetta or the Izmir flower and you really fancy them, I would suggest to hurry up on that one. So you can see there how it almost takes it. The quilting looks lovely. It looks really nice. But when you add in the paper piecing as well as the quilting, how 3D that looks. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm not going to bore you and make you watch that, because I wanted to show you now how we could frame that or frame another piece. So I've got here the die. And let's find, no, I've got the die cut. Let's find the die. Here we go. My own worst enemy. Really am terrible. So again, guys, any questions, please fire them in. I did, yes. To make my own cards, I score and fold the card, and it always splits. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Right, Andy, one of the reasons it does that is you might be using something called super smooth card, or card that's been pressed. So what happens is when card's been hot rolled and pressed, the fibres, when you score it and fold it, will crack a little bit because they're sort of like you're releasing it. So if it does that a lot, one of the best ways to do it, let me try and show you. Really, this would be a craft cave thing, but I'm just going to fold this in half. This is a thick card, and watch it not do it. Yeah, it's done it a little bit. I don't know if you can see there, it's done it a little bit. It's ripped. What I find is this way, fold it the other way. Just turn it the other way and it goes completely smooth. You've already stretched it. The best way is to make sure you score well first. So you score it before you fold it and then fold it. But if it happens, just reverse it. Can you see that one's all torn and broken? And that one isn't, by turning it the other way. So that's a way to get over it. And having done that, now I can trim myself a nice little 7x7 card. There we go. So I can put that on. Love that. Just absolutely love that. So what we've got now is, I've got the piece in cream and it's onto this piece of gold, yeah? I'm going to snap the die back into place. And what I mean by that is I find the natural time, and you will find it, where it slides on and won't move. Yeah? Just like that. And this die is like Regency. This frame is like a Regency frame. I think it's beautiful. So what I'm going to do then is just turn it over, and I'm going to put it through a manual machine. And the reason is your manual machines, regardless of what they tell you when they're flogging them you, and I know this sounds like a thing, but it is, the manual machines have never got as much, sometimes just don't have as much pressure. So, and I'm running it through once. Not twice, not shimmed, nothing. Just through once. And the idea is that Linda says, at the moment I use a cut and boss. I've had for almost 12 years now. Up to now it's cutting well. Don't replace a machine till it breaks. 12 years is amazing. If I can get a year to 18 months out of a machine, I am over the moon. So can you see the outside comes off? Yeah. The inside comes off. And hopefully, there we go, I can get, there we go, ooh, the frame out, and it doesn't cut the detail, there we go. But look at that frame. Now, we've got all of that, there's a little bit of cream in there that there shouldn't be. Oh, I glued it, didn't I? I'm an idiot. But there, that looks as if we've got a frame that we've gilded. What a beautiful frame that is. I think it's absolutely stunning. I know I'm supposed to say that. I feel like I say that a lot as well. Ooh, here we go. I thought I'd missed some comments because it seemed to be... sorry, I've missed a load of comments. I'm really sorry. I didn't realise I've just refreshed it and they were all missing. So Samantha Hughes, what's a switch, please? Sizzix did an electronic machine called the Switch, and it's basically the same die, the same machine as a Go Power and Emboss, just in a different case. So it's the style of machine that I loved, with the wide opening, because you can do so many more techniques through it, because you can alter your plates on it. Unfortunately, it is a ridiculous price. So that's not happening. So you can see there I've got that beautiful, looks like it's a gilded frame. It's just by cutting it in cream, sticking it to the gold and going through just once, straight on, as if I don't want it to cut. It makes it a beautiful frame. And then I feel really bad for doing this. I'm going to get rid of all those bits. I'm doing the same thing again. I just think this is a fantastic bundle. So I'm going to cut myself a 6x6 mat. In gold. I'm going to cut myself a nearly 6 by nearly 6 mat in the white. So do that when you're using beautiful card. Don't gut it. It doesn't work. I know it's people go, oh yeah, but no, it doesn't work. Die cut it. Die cutting will give you a far better piece than you'll ever get from gutting it, because you're physically going to use it because you're using it as you go along. So let's just, obviously I'm not using. No, Andy, don't apologise. No, I would have said I'll tell you in Craft Cave. Don't apologise. I'm happy to answer questions. That's what we're here for. We are friends. We are all together. Samantha says, okay, thanks. I love my Go Power. Still going strong after 7 years. That's brilliant. It's a fantastic machine. Unfortunately, I break machines because I craft 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 52 weeks a year. And other people go, oh, you can't. I physically do. If you think for every Wednesday, I do at least 10 cards, usually quite a lot more, and then everything else and all the prep and the demos and then the Sunday shows and then the TV. Obviously, I craft an awful lot. That's why it's a good job. It's my hobby and I love it, isn't it? Because it could drive other people crazy. So I'm going to go really, really simple. I love the fact that this frame covers that lattice work. But look what happens as soon as you put it onto the white. But I'm doing the same idea again. Hubby would flip, just looked at the switch up if I spend that. Yeah, exactly. It's not worth it. And Mountjoy, that is the least favourite machine that I have ever used. So again, we forget about using our dies, not just like I've done it there for quilting, but we forget about, we can use them as embossing folders as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and quilt it or just emboss it as if it was an embossing folder. So I'm just going to run that through. I love the sound of this. I don't know if you can hear it. Sue says, I love that frame, really lovely. It would make a lovely card with flowers in the middle for Mother's Day. Do you know what? It would. That's a really nice idea. It would make that. Again, remember when I'm demoing what we've got on sort of show tonight. Not just what we've got, you know, not, if I get the words right, honestly, you know, so I won't bring in flowers and things, but I'm going to rotate that so we've got that texture in there underneath. So it's not fitting on, because it would fit on like that. I want to put it that way. So what I want to do now is to add my frame on. So I'm going to take power tape. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use some thingy tape. And what I'm going to do is cut it and cut it in half because it's not wide enough. I got a cheap folder pay for die cut machine from eBay for £60. Works like a dream. Sometimes cheaper the better. And really is. But yeah, that machine, I had to use one. Bizarrely in Frankfurt, I was demoing for Kuipers, or Kippers as we used to call them, a Dutch company in Frankfurt. And they were, and that's the machine I had to use. They supplied me, and it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, it could have been old, I suppose. But my first machine was a manual Big Shot, brilliant machine. It's just the plus didn't seem to work well for me. So a little bit of foam tape on, like we would normally do. Sarah Jane, I was gifted a Big Shot, the manual one, when a friend upgraded to electronic due to health issues. Best way to get hold of them. Deborah, my son-in-law, got me a second-hand Big Shot. Such a good machine, love it. I always say to people, if you're starting out and you're looking to get something, go onto eBay and there's nearly always second-hand Big Shots there. Order one of those. And it's a great way to start. But look how, I mean, it looks as if it's come out of a card kit, doesn't it, that? Now, what I would say is be a little bit more careful and do a little bit more tape than I'm doing. I'm doing this for speed because I do want to get onto something else as well, because I've spent ages on this little bundle, but it's because it's my favourite one. But the Slimline one I love as well, so it's very difficult. So I'm going to just pop that onto the white, and I moved it so that I've got that texture in the background. Yeah, but then of course the piece I cut the gold from, like this, I'm just going to, again, run a little bit of gold using the Super Tacky this time. Make sure it's the right glue for the right job. I've had to order another 6 of these. I'm down to 2 spares behind me, which is very, very scary to me. So I've ordered myself another box of 6. So I'm hoping to get my order tomorrow. So honestly, I'm never going to have any money at all. But I'll have a happy life, so that's okay. I love my original Gemini. I still got the very first Big Shot manual I bought 26 years ago, says Gay. You forget how old these machines are now. But look, again, how beautiful that is. And that would be perfect for flowers. Emma says, I have 3 Go Power, John's A5, and the little one from Crafts 2. That's what I have. That's how I've started out, Emma. And I've not moved at all. That's exactly the machines that I use or used. Now, obviously, I've had to swap out my Go Power, but you won't need to. Tony says she's on a second-hand Grand Caliber. I broke 8 of those. I was famous at Creative Expressions for breaking those. So you can see there what a beautiful card that is. And again, that wants the flowers, like say, and then mum on it. It's Mother's Day. It would work perfectly for my mum's birthday, which is, bizarrely enough, Valentine's Day. So that's that bundle. I did say I would cut the clematis border because I forgot to cut this. I'm really sorry. I hate damaging the packaging. And we finally found out that the tape that sticks the dies down is power tape. That's why it's so strong. But just this is a beautiful border. I have a Go Power, but I've kept my Grand Caliber. Still works really well after 13 years, says Maureen. They do. This is the thing. I mean, I have got a platinum. I don't particularly use it. Sammy's got a tonic tangerine that he doesn't really use at the moment. He's not crafting massively. He did some stencils for me the other day. So we've got lots of them because we test all the dies in lots of different ones. So we test the dies in different machines. It's why we can genuinely put on there that they're tested in leading machines. So they seem to have a graveyard corner of cutting machines. Yeah, Nicola, my cut and boss went straight in the bin. It was, yeah, but this, look at that. And each petal lifts up. So this is the 3rd die in this set. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really, really special when you put it against a coloured piece. It just makes an absolutely beautiful card. So I will make that up, actually. I'll try and make that up to something tomorrow. But a beautiful card. So that's that bundle. Says John, going crazy and getting bits everywhere. But what I did want to show you is how we make the beautiful card blank. How we make these out of this. So that's using the fantastic Slimline with that butterfly circle. This is an amazing little collection of dies. And this one is just £18. But look, that is actually true full DL size or slimline. Julie says, I have my second grand caliber, my Embosser, and Gemini 2, all have different purposes and work well for different things. That's why we have different machines. So this is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches by 4 inches. It's your classic DL, but you've got all of your things. Good evening, Craftaholic. I didn't spot your name earlier, sorry. You've got the layers up for it, but dies like this can make you absolutely gorgeous card blanks. So if you like that DL look, but you're worried about the cards and the sizes and things, this is a great way to deal with it. So here we go. What I've got here is a piece of normal A4 card. Yeah. Maureen says, I've also got a brand new Embosser and a Kit and Caboodle, neither of which are out of the box yet. I was told the Embosser was the best machine ever made. I've never used one because they were discontinued a long time ago, because apparently they were too expensive to make, which is why they changed it to making the changed it to the cut and boss Craftwell. But it was, I was told that the Embosser was the best machine. Yeah, everyone said it was amazing. I've never got a chance to use one. So all I've done is fold my card in half lengthwise. And the reason I've done that is because I don't want to risk, if I do it the other way, it's so close to these edges, I risk getting it in the wrong place. So I might as well do it this way. And what you're going to do is I'm going to put the edge overhanging, just like this. Yeah. And then I'm going to tape it down. Really tape it down well. Anne says she sold her cut and boss. Mine, I couldn't have sold it. It wouldn't cut anything. I could never get it to do right for me. And then I'm going to put that onto the die cutting machine. So you see that that line is effectively almost under the fold, which is exactly what we want. So I'm just going to then run that through and cut it. I'm using 250 GSM card. So I'm not using, really ridiculously expensive, really thick card. It will work perfectly. Gay Frizzell says, cut and boss was so slow I sold mine. I think, yeah, I just didn't get on with it. We all have machines we get on with, but I remember it was the first time I ever demoed at the NEC. And basically the money I got paid for demoing there, I spent it all in the first day on the cut and boss machine. And like everyone else, I paid full price. I pay for my stuff. And I'd never go around sort of trying to get anything, so I don't. But yeah, and it didn't last long. But there we go. Sue, hi John. Would I be able to watch you live chat later on YouTube? I'm not sure what you mean, Sue. You can watch back this entire show on YouTube. I don't know if the live chat section stays on there for you to look at what people were saying, though. So if that's what you mean, I honestly don't know. Julie Temperton says, I came in from work, sanded 18 key hooks, and I've just finished repainting them both sides. I'm now putting my feet up for the evening. Think I've earned the right. I think you have, Julie. So there we get the most beautiful detailed card blank. But look, you even get all the little pinpricks. Such a beautiful die. Rolf says, after breaking 2 grand calibers, I bought a Tangerine from Tonic and a Gemini machine. I'm happy with both. Rolf, the grand caliber, the Tonic machine, is like a corrected grand caliber. They made the parts in metal. Jodie worked really hard to make them work. So you're 100% right. It is like having a grand caliber because it's the same plates, but it's just a better machine. It's better built. So yeah, I mean, Sam would agree with you 100%. Then what I've done is I've cut out already the largest die in the set from Coconut White. And I do this so that we get that pattern all the way around. So it's at the top as well as, we see the difference there to that. And again, use the right glue and the right product, the right one at the right time. Ruth says, does anyone remember the Wizard? You had to catch the places, it could go a bit damaged. They weighed a ton. I went demoing at a shop that were throwing out, 12 years ago, that were throwing out a load of old stuff. And they had a wizard and gave it to me. And I wanted to keep it as a bit of history. So I took it home and it was very heavy. It was brilliant. Kept it under my bed. And we got rid of it when we moved here. Because I was just being silly with it. But yeah, I had a wizard. I never used it to die cut. But I had one just as a history thing. And it was wonderful. So you see, we just glue that on. But that's why we glue it. Because it's welded. And it's stuck straight away. Tony, I was going to buy a kit and caboodle, but CNC went belly up. I use my mini spellbinders for numbers and letters. Yes, Tony, I mean, that's why we did our own little mini machine so that you can do that. So it works so well. So yeah, all my small dies will fit in there. But the kit and caboodle is a great die cutting machine, but it's terrible if you like embossing. So the only thing I would say is be cautious, because if you like using embossing folders, not all embossing folders, it's a nightmare working out the sandwich to emboss certain different folders. So it was just the show I was asking. Yes, Sue, you'll be able to watch it back. We put a link on Facebook tomorrow to everybody so that they can watch it back. And you can watch back all of the old ones. They never go off YouTube. They vanish off Facebook. But they go off Facebook, but they don't go off YouTube. Tony, but obviously YouTube puts adverts on, because that's presumably how they make their money. I don't know. I wish they'd share it with us, really, but there we go. I wish there was an A4 machine with the larger base plates like the Kaleido, as the other machines with the plates warp too quickly. That's what I like about the Switch, Nicola, but I'm not paying that price for it. I can understand it. And Tony says, I had one machine, it looked like a handbag, wish I'd kept it just for show. That was the Cuttlebug special edition, wasn't it? But look at that. How beautiful is that, the next layer down? So all I've done is to cut the next layer down in this salmon colour. And in the dosa. And of course, there's still another one. So I'm going to cut that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out of one that I've already cut in the white, because I want to show you how you can actually make these and to make a frame really easily. And I wouldn't put the two together. Anne says I love my Kaleido, Anne. Anne says she loves her Kaleido. I'm with you on that, Anne. I think it's the best manual machine I've ever used. It works so well. And Sue says, thank you, and I don't mind you asking. No, you ask anything you want, Sue. We are all crafters together here. We're all cavers, as Anne christened us, for being here in the craft cave. Ask away. Nicola says, I have the handbag one, a mini embossing machine. Got it free with a magazine subscription. Then Hobbycraft started selling it. Ooh. But here we go. So I wanted the next panel in white. So look, I mean, that is such a hard shape to nest. So they've done so well doing that. I'll put those. But look, we've also made the frame. And that's a beautiful DL frame. So it's really, really worth it. Samantha says the Kaleido comes away on holiday with her. She loves it. Yeah, you take it to the caravan with you and all your when you get the holiday cottages and stuff, don't you? So love that. We've got that frame. And you've also got this piece which gives you those beautiful squares. So you've got the ability to have like that on the DL, the little apertures. Or use the space like this one here, used for the background. And that's the spare bits. Just put on to cake a beautiful square to use for the background, yeah? And Mountjoy says, just ordered this die set you're using, John. Love what you're making with it. Thank you. It's really, I don't have a lot of DL. I only have our original DLs. And I think this is beautiful, the patination and everything on it. So I really should speed up because I'm literally going through far too much time and talking far too much. Let's just grab another piece of that salmon colour. And I want to cut almost a little wreath for it. So what I'm going to do is show you a little trick. I'm going to cut the two together. So this is the butterfly. This is the other one included in this one. So I'm going to cut the two together because it doesn't hurt to have another one, but it'll give me a little wreath. Oh, what's Prisha saying? I have an AccuQuilt machine that I've had for about 25 years. I mostly use a Tangerine or the Kit and Caboodle. Yeah, excellent. The AquaQuilt, I remember Jane has one of the original ones of those in her barn. Are you on the next hour on my next home page? Yep, certainly am, Michael. You know me. So we've got an hour. I've already made dinner. I made it this afternoon. I've made a curry. So our Sammy can have his when he wants, and I can have mine after Craft Cave. As for my sister-in-law was saying, I should do a cookbook. A gluten-free one, because I had to change all the recipes to gluten-free. But we get that beautiful butterfly circle. Yeah? But it's beautiful. Samantha says, I've never done DL, but going to order this and more to have a go. I think you're right, Samantha. It's nice for a change to go with a different shape, a different size. To go with this DL, I think, is a lovely thing to do. But remember, throw in some of those £2 ones. You know, go for the cheaper ones. They're there because we need to clear the space. You're paying less than we paid to have them made for a lot of those, I know. So, you know, if you get a chance, throw some in, you know, budget allowing, to make it up so you're not paying postage. I mean, basically, on those £2 dies, you could have 2 of those for the same price as postage. So just like that. But there we go, look. You've got a perfect hard blank. So I want to put that on. So we can always do the old trick. And you remember the old trick, which was to basically put the die, stick it onto white, yeah? And then stick it onto white and then put the die back on top and cut it and try and cut it without the butterflies coming out. And we can do that, but it's a bit of a nightmare. But sometimes it's actually just as easy, or even, to be honest, a little bit easier, just to take the die, cut, and use a plain circle. You won't notice at all you've done it. This is why I love having our press cut shapes. Ooh, keep an eye out on Sunday. There should be a special offer on the rectangles that'll match Sunday's die. But if I find, which I always can, yeah, my watch wants to talk to me. I know, Sammy bought it me so I can keep an eye on my heart rate and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't want me in hospital again. But yeah, she likes to talk to me. I've given her as northern an accent as I possibly can. So what I've done there is just used normal circles. But look how much stronger that looks just being put on there. And I don't want it to be over pressured, so into a manual. And just run that through. And then put them back. That's why I have 2 sets. That's why I had to have 2 sets of most of the shapes. Look, I need to order myself a new set of those because I keep losing them. I put them on demos, look. Told you I'd buy 2 sets. It's because I make a right mess. I don't put them back properly. Question, what's coming on Sunday? It's an oval, Emma. It's the first oval. It's not your oval. That's coming the week after. So yours is coming, Emma's is coming the week after. But Sunday, it's an oval. And it's basically the oval version of the Rosetta. It's called Roseberry. It's just 1 die. There's only 1 brand new die. You know, we like to, rather than launch hundreds together, we like to make it more affordable by just giving them in 1s or 2s. So it's called the Roseberry, and it is the oval version of the Rosetta. I mean, I think it's gorgeous, but then I'm going to say that, aren't I? I always say things like that. Ooh, what's that? Follower anniversary. Michael Cooley. It's your anniversary of you following us, Michael, apparently. It's just popped up on my screen. Our wonderful Magic Mike. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Just like that. And then take a little bit of glue glaze. So we are quickly running out of time. So please, if there's something you fancy, click through on the Art of Craft, on the link that we put on there, and grab your bargains before they've sold out. Things are selling out. We know that one. Are the rectangle dies, are they new? No, they're back in stocks. They're not new. The rectangles, if you missed out on the stitch dot and the square rectangle 5x7 mathematically correct, then they will be, I think, as a special deal on there on Sunday. Though the only new die is the new John Next Door one. But there we go. So join me if you can in 5 minutes time over on John Next Door Official or back here on the YouTube channel, where we'll be doing Craft Cave Live. And I'll be going through, I'm going to try and do a version of that beautiful card with Rosetta that our Carol did. Now, I know Carol's going to be demoing again soon, so I hope she forgives me. But I couldn't think of anything else, and it was just so beautiful that I really wanted to do it. So join me in 4 minutes' time over on John Next Door. And until then, if not, I will